streaming. All right, is the bitrate okay? Because I know everything's gonna go to crap once I start streaming.
Almost definitely.
Did I get a notification for Coil Wine streaming? I feel like I did. Yes.
Oh shoot! What's up, Jeff? Raw dog. Already someone in the chat. Let's
Oh
go.
wow.
They love me.
He's just in here. This is your nemesis. Don't you remember him?
Oh, I remember him. Oh, I do. I forget who he played, but I hate him. What's up, buddy? Pop out chat.
You can do that?
Huh? On YouTube? Yeah.
Wow. The future.
Yeah.
Jeff, how does the audio sound? Is the audio crap?
It sounded okay from when I tried to listen, but then the echo hurt my head. I'm very fragile.
Fragile ears.
Fragile.
I got these delicate ears. It's probably not the voice I want to do that in.
Popped out.
Echo from Zach's
with
side.
participants.
I mean, his audio is kind of crap, so I don't know.
Oh, there's echo on my side? Hold up.
Would there be?
Could be.
Hopefully it's not my mic picking up through my headphones.
No, it's the room. It might be better now. I turned off I turned echo removal on RTX voice TM.
Oh, RTX voice? Okay, so it can crash in the middle of the stream.
I mean, it's going to anyways. The camera is using RTX voice. I mean, broadcast. That's how it's got that cool blurry background. Yeah, I just moved into like a new room for streaming and stuff, so it's kind of empty. I need to add more stuff.
It's empty, like my soul.
I was gonna say like my head, but okay.
Okay.
Way to get all spiritual.
Okay, so that seems okay.
Okay, we doing it. We doing it.
All right. Well, now what?
Yeah, it's just Jeff in here. I mean, I don't know.
He's a person. He wants to be entertained.
Is he not entertained? Is that not why he's here?
It's lower than the recommended amount.
New submissions. Can I get like some dank new submissions on hardware bot? I want to see some dank new overclocking submissions.
Is my bitrate not high enough? I hate this so much.
Welcome to the R&D portion of the stream there, Mr. Dog, if that is your name. Just trying to get it all set up. And then we're going to do a very disorganized, I'm going to yell about tech stream.
Oh, wow. It let me up the bitrate while I'm recording. That's weird. I don't think it ever let me do that before.
Oh, man. I got to be careful what to say because like I immediately want to say something rude, but like, no, Amazon might sponsor me one day. Nah, who cares? Yeah, no, they were bricking, what, 3090s, was it? You had a video on that like a couple weeks ago, and that was like hot out the gate. We just finally have an answer. Someone got 5.5 gigahertz on a Core 2 Duo. On LN2, do they not clock? Oh, that's Wolfdale.
Wolfdale?
Wolfdale. I wanted a Wolfdale chip because it would fit in my socket 478 motherboard that my Pentium 4 was in. I think that was the best generation. What?
Yeah. I counted them. 478.
Was I wrong? No, it was socket 478. Let's go. You dare doubt my arbitrary knowledge?
I mean, I'm using a good camera. He's using a cell phone camera, but he's using a decent cell phone camera now, I think.
Yeah,
with your Chinese banned phone that you bought from Spain to get past the embargoes.
And then I had to go and like go through a carrier of a carrier so that they'd allow me to activate it. Metro Pieces are like, whoa, 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 stop right there. Your top is empty head.
The current
Well, you see,
bitrate
when
is
your head is
still
empty, it's
lower.
very easy to find all 3 files left on the floor here.
Just keep upping the bitrate until it's happy.
Where's Court? Wolf, Dale, Socket, 478. Did you click on the bell to get the push notification? Because like, comment, subscribe, click on the bell. You know. Wait, was Wolfdale not? Did I have a 775 board? What? That's impossible.
I feel like it would be 775.
I swear, like, 'cause I
I feel
swapped
like
out the
four
Pentium
something.
4 with what's it called?
I feel like
You
four
never seen
something is
us
just too
before?
old. Nice.
You're just what was it, Patrick? Who are you people?
Can I interest you in some coil wine?
Oh my lord.
Well, welcome to the stream.
Welcome. We just started doing the stream here. We're a small time for fun YouTube channel. Please don't hate me. Everyone else does.
They love you and they don't know who you are.
Right? As long as I stay incognito.
I shall browse their forums indefinitely. I shall become their leader. They shall know the way.
Is that when I take off the mask, but it's just a mask of my face, so it's just me underneath?
Oh.
Oh yeah, see, your thing got mixed up. I have the beard like Linus, so it thought you wanted to see me. My bad.
Wait, I don't have a beard.
What?
I need a beard now.
Oh,
I don't know. It
I don't
doesn't
even.
look
I
have a
haven't even
beard.
seen the LAN show in a while. Who do they have on with Linus usually now? Did they
I
bring back
thought they still.
Luke? If
I
they
thought
bring
they
back
always
Luke, I'll
had
watch
Luke.
again.
Wait, they took him off?
Luke had been gone for a while because he's busy doing float plane things.
Oh, well, how about that?
Yeah. Yeah. No, my voice is not like Linus. Oh, it is Luke. They got Luke back. Okay. Shoot, now I got to start watching the LAN show again.
Then wait, how do we
For a
copy the
while,
van show if we do it before them?
I mean, yeah, we're just gonna take all of his ideas and talk about it first. LTTforums.com. The early worm catches the subscribers, Mr. Linus.
This just in, land show on Wednesdays.
Oh no. View how many viewers we have? Because I see participants, but what's the viewer count?
It says 2.
Analytics?
On my side, it says 2. Might just be you and this guy.
Yeah, it's probably just our new friend here and Mr. Raw Dog. Not that we're not happy to have them. Well, Raw Dog, I don't know. I don't know about that guy.
This is a PG-13, and that name is not PG-13. Without context, maybe. I don't know.
I was saying, like if you know what it means, then you should be able to watch PG-13. I'm just saying.
So we were at like we were at like a go-karting place, and he like put his name in, and like it comes up on the screen, and like, you know, third place Raw Dog Jeff, and we're all just like, there's like a 9-year-old's birthday party over there. Daddy, what's that?
Yeah, so Tube Turkey's asking what graphics cards do we have? Gab is going to answer with yes. This man has a interesting assortment.
Stacks on stacks on stacks.
And my response is whatever he's having, because I just steal what's in his closet.
I mean, like currently I'm using a 3070.
Yeah, I'm currently using his old 2080 Ti with terrible coil wine. Coil wine's only good for the channel, not to actually game with.
Oh, come on.
Dude, I don't know. We still need to do a side by side with your 3080 and see which one's louder. I feel like your 3080 is, but this 2080 Ti might give you a run for your money.
I feel like it just boils down to power consumption. Whichever one's pulling more power
Probably
is gonna make the transistors louder or whatever the
the chokes. I think it's chokes,
MOSFETs. I don't know.
MOSFETs,
I know it's
chokes,
one.
something like that. I'm not an electrical engineer. I'm not even an
Vib
engineer. I'm not even a
vibrating
chemist.
boys.
Yeah, no, I never noticed the coil line because I was too busy getting distracted by the awful clicking fan on this For the Win. Was it For the Win 3?
No, it's an XC Ultra. It's the
Is
Best Buy
it?
special. Yeah. That's the card that I think you could really only get from Best Buy.
Ah, crap. I've been looking at specs for the Win. Uh-oh. I think I didn't
Wait a
flash
minute.
BIOS.
That's fine.
It'd be fine, yeah.
Just tell the fans to go faster.
I gotta fix that clicking sound. Like it goes, in case you probably don't know because you don't have this terrifyingly annoying card. Like it tries to go into idle state where it's like, oh yes, I want to be quiet now, and it turns the fan off. And then it goes, wait, no, I'm really toasty, and it turns the fan on, and it makes this click, and it's like constantly.
Yeah, it's like fan on, fan off, fan on, fan off.
Yeah. Oh man, you got a 3080. Yeah, I noticed Coil Line the most when I got the ray tracing update for Doom Eternal. I I don't know what happened with that game, but suddenly this card is just screeching like a banshee while I can see the Doomslayer's reflection in puddles. It's fantastic.
Oh, so I won the Newegg Shuffle today.
Did you win another shuffle?
I won another shuffle, but I'm like, I don't think I'm gonna take this. It just seems like a terrible deal.
What is it?
It's a 3080 Ti, but it's like $1,500, and I'm just kind of like, I don't know if I need.
eBay.com. No. We're not one of those.
It feels it feels really bad. Like I don't know. Is anybody in here who wants a 3080 Ti? Like we'll pass it off to you, but I don't know if I want to keep it for that much.
Yeah, that's a healthy chunk of change there.
Considering you can get, well, I mean, I say you can get.
Yo, what up, big boss? Shoot, we don't have a shout
Wait,
out
what is
Commander
Big
history.
Boss doing in here? Aren't you streaming?
Shouldn't you be plugging our stream in your stream, buddy?
Wait a minute.
Thanks for the compliment, though. Yeah, this is what. I don't know, put your stream in the chat there because I'm gonna typo it or something. It's what Big Boss Senpai. He plays
Smash.
but mostly your what RPGs, JRPGs lately. I don't know, he plays whatever the heck you want to submit him to,
Yeah, just tell him
subject
to
him
play
to.
it.
He's a good sport. He's pretty entertaining, and again, he'll play what you
He's only
suggest.
pretty entertaining.
Yeah, too. I tried to do a custom fan curve, but the stupid card just refuses to acknowledge it. Like it'll be like custom fan curve, sure thing, buddy. And then I turn my back to the computer, and it just goes back to clicking.
Hmm.
Yeah. And wait, you have a 750 Ti Indo with coil line? It's like a 75-watt card. How in the world?
How in the no? You can get coil line out of anything. Like even the 360 will coil line.
Yeah, but
I think it's got something to do with like refresh rate. Like
maybe
not because like say like in Fire Strike, my 3080 will be like like it'll go back and forth because like as you're going through the scene, it'll frame rate will go up and then down and up and down. It'll sound like, yeah, it really seems like a refresh rate thing. Because it might be switching on off, like the I don't know. I don't know. It's too smart for my blood.
It's so weird because my old RX 470. I missed that card. That card was so good. And then a crappy Rosewell power supply killed it. Seriously, guys, do not cheap out on your power supplies. I'm not trying to tell you to buy like, the 1500
gigabyte
watt
power
titanium.
supply? Wait a minute.
Wait, no, they're a real brand. I was gonna be like, just buy from a real brand. Don't buy like a $1,500 Seasonic Platinum Titanium Plus thing for your 3600 3060 build. But yeah, I guess
Rest in
yeah,
peace.
Gigabyte isn't trustworthy either. Do your research and don't buy a cheap power supply. If it says Great Wall or whatever those like OEM Chinese built like brands are, please don't.
We actually have a Gigabyte 850 power supply. Like we have one, and like I'm sitting here like, how do I kill it but not kill something else in the process?
What? Yeah, yeah, they're fun. What power supply are we using for our LN2 overclocking?
A Corsair CX750M.
Okay. I was like, are we using the sketchy Cooler Master or dear lord, have we been using the Gigabyte this whole
You
time?
know
Because I
what
wasn't paying
bothers
attention.
you know what bothers me the most about that Gigabyte power supply? It's not that it blows up, which I mean obviously that should bother me, but it's the when you hit the power switch, you could just like sit there for a whole minute and then it'll eventually act like then the power supply will turn off. Like I
That's
don't
not
know
why
what's
they're catching on fire. Thing just
it's
has too
got
much
a ton of
capacitance.
yeah, it's got
Yeah.
a ton of capacitance. When you hit the switch, the computer turns off like it should, but it takes like a few seconds for like all of the like stuff to drain out of it.
Gotcha. Yeah, that might be it then, actually. Huh.
I don't know. I'm pretty sure that it just has to do with they don't shut off when you
Yeah.
when they go over voltage or over wattage. You know, it'll just keep going until it kills itself.
Yeah. Yeah,
It's like
boss, there's a line of Gigabyte power supplies that under certain conditions have like actually caught on fire. It's
I'm
pretty
sure that
pretty insane. And they're still being are they still being like awful people about like handling the
probably I'm
situation?
pretty sure you can still go and buy one. Like you can still go on Amazon and buy one. Like the reviews are crap. Like their reviews have tanked, but pretty sure you can still buy one.
Reviews have tanked. I love
But
democracy.
I think Newegg has stopped putting it in the shuffle like as far as like just because that's what they were doing with a lot of them. They were just stuffing them in shuffle and you know if you got a GPU you just ended up with a power supply to burn your house down.
Just
You'd be
oh
stuck with a
lord.
motherboard that has a terrible looking BIOS and a graphics card that looks the same as the last like 6 generations.
It's so hard for me not to like dunk on Gigabyte. Like I really don't like just, beating on a brand in general. Except HP. I hate HP.
Like, we're just so mean to HP.
We really do need to do a we need to run one of the HPs through the Indestructible gauntlet and see how long it lasts.
Can the HP survive what the Dell survived?
Honestly, the Indestructible just that and the Optiflex have just enamored me with that brand. I still, it's Dell, it's an
Like,
OEM, but
like the
like,
only thing that I really hate about the Dells is one, their motherboards won't fit in anything else. Like, there's nothing specifically wrong with the motherboard. You know, you can't set an XMP on it.
well
Like,
that, well
it's a weird shape.
yeah, well the current board on the new Dell, you're actually kind of in a bad spot too. How are you going to replace the power supply on that? It's a 12 volt
Oh no,
only, right?
you can get an adapter from a 24 pin to 12 volt only. So
Okay,
you
okay,
can.
you say that, but if you use that adapter with your gigabyte power supply,
It's really weird that
you
your
weren't supposed
camera
to
has
do
so much
that.
tracking. That's hilarious.
Huh?
I don't know if it's tracking you in Discord, but it's like crazy. Your camera's tracking.
Oh yeah, it's the NVIDIA broadcast. So like the actual zoom out on the camera is much higher than that. Like, hold on here.
Just because of how I'm capturing it,
Like
it does
yeah,
weird
like
things.
that's the full view
Oh!
of the camera, but then you have a zoom level and it'll do a little bit of auto tracking.
Oh, that's nice.
It's so cool. Like I got the little blur effect, or I can
It
remove my background,
can you just remove your face?
or I can be in Cyberpunk with my. I gotta get the actual. I have the actual poster of that. I gotta get that up on my wall.
Yeah, I got the Doom poster up.
Dude, that thing's heavy.
Is it
Like,
really?
well, it's not heavy, but it's heavy for command strips. I need like at least 8 command strips and thumbtacks, I think. Like it's a big poster.
It falls down and takes the wall with it.
I had it up in my bedroom. It fell down like 4 times, dude. I got tired of getting hit in the face at 3 a.m. by the Doomslayer. You're having a good dream, and you're like, why do I hear boss music? Then you just get smacked in the face.
When you're an Arasaka employee and you hear boss music.
Oh
Johnny?
lord.
Oh yeah, no. So like the other thing I hate about the Dell is the RAM that they use is like
Oh
super
yeah.
cheap. And that, but
Yeah.
other than that, the Dell 3060 Ti is like the greatest little graphics card I've ever seen. It's like
Yeah, no,
that
I love it.
big, and it fits in anything, and it only has like a single connector, so you don't have like 8 power connectors for no reason. It's not like you're gonna be drawing that much power with a 3060 Ti. It runs nice and cool. There's just so much to love about it.
Dude, it's adorable. That card is legitimately adorable.
Maybe that's a video to do is like graphics card power per square inch, like per cc. Like you measure like how many liters does the graphics card take up, and then how much power does it, how many FPS can it produce? Like that
You're
seems like
gonna
a
be
good
like,
idea.
lately we've been hearing talks about power density with AMD Ryzen and transistor density. No, we're gonna talk about graphics density. Like,
How much graphics can you produce with an X amount of space? And then you just get that video that was like at the top of PC Master Race where they're just jamming the graphics card into a grinding stone to get rid of mass. Gotta make it fit.
oh no, not weight reduction.
Uh,
Wait, Far Cry 6 is requesting a 1080 for 1080. What? Did the guy just copy and paste 1080? Like, yes, you need a 1080 for 1080.
or 1080p. I mean, it's
Far
like
Cry.
it's not a Ti. God, still that seems like a lot.
Oh wow, let's see here. What? Okay, so that's higher. Okay, that's like in the area of what recommended. So you need minimum for 1080p low. Ryzen 3 1200 or an i5 4460, an RX 460 or GTX 960. Oh, hold on. Okay, sorry. 4 gigs of VRAM. I was like, I thought it said 4 gigs of
Wait,
RAM, like RAM. Like, what? But
how are you supposed to run Windows 10 with that?
right.
It's not even
I, I've done it.
supported.
No, it's awful. Windows
Oh
10
yeah,
on
it's
4 gigs
terrible.
of RAM is
Bro,
disgusting.
I did it with 3.
I had to do it for my work computer, running like you know analytical software, and the 4 thing's just chugging. Like, yeah, 8 gigs of RAM. Ubisoft recommends a dual channel setup. Or for 1440 60 is 3600X. Wait, there were a 3600X? Dude, nobody has a 3600X except for Gab.
Yeah, literally. I don't even know how I ended up with it. I went to go buy it off of some person on Marketplace, and they were like, "Yeah, it's a 3600." And I get there and it's a 3600X, and I'm like,
Sure.
"Nice." Same thing.
Yeah, right? Just don't have to overclock.
At least they didn't lie to me the other way. I've been out buying a CPU from someone, and like you get there and they're like advertising it as like a 3600, and you get there and it's a 2400G, and you're just like, ah. Then you have to like explain to them that they're like, "Oh, shoot, I just drove. I'll give you $50 for it."
Okay, so it requires or has FSR. That's good. That's good. FSR is nice. I want to play with it some more. But
It's more
like
in
when we tried to
Linux.
do the
Linux,
Steam
the
Deck testing.
best OS. Linux.
No,
You gotta do
no,
it. You
no,
gotta
no,
do it
no.
with Linux.
Naruto OS. No, I mean Garuto.
Oh,
Oh wow, yeah. Here we go for 1080 60 Ultra. I get. Even then, 1080 60 Ultra is still a GTX 1080 or a Vega 64, another card that nobody bought.
oh, sorry.
Yeah, you're right. That's a good catch there, and that's a really good catch. Yeah. Oh, what do you mean it doesn't make any difference? Okay, we've personally experienced how your CPU matters with your mouse.
Yeah.
Higher res screen means more mouse movement, so you know, I'm just saying. Corsair wants their pound of flesh. Still can't get over that.
Razer wants their pound of flesh.
That was disgusting. That was a disgusting
It was
situation.
just so good because like you don't expect it to have that much of an effect
Yeah.
on.
Like,
Mm, are we
hello?
actually gonna talk about
Sorry.
any actual tech stuff?
Yeah, I was actually gonna start moving towards that. I mean, the Far Cry 6 thing is tech stuff. That's actually wild, though.
Like I
1080p.
said, the 1070 Ti is the ultimate 1080p graphics card.
It really is.
That's all I have to say. Whenever somebody's like, "What graphics card should I buy?"
Toyota Corolla.
Back
I
before
mean 1070 Ti.
back before the Nightmare Edition, we
Yeah,
just pick up a 1070 Ti.
PC gaming, new game plus hard mode. All right. So, do you want to start with anything in particular there, or no?
I mean, I've just been on this page for the 3090s bricking.
All right, let's go ahead and start with let's start with that then.
It says something about the fan controller, but
Huh.
okay, just think about this though. EVG explains how Amazon's MFO brick 24 GTX or RTX 3090s, and then oh god, why? Are you a good friend if you let friends do that?
No. Oh, okay. So our friend Nick is still using 720p monitors.
Yeah,
I
but
think I
let's.
convinced him to buy a 1080p monitor this week. I'm like, Nick, you gotta stop. He's like, yeah, I'm playing World of Warcraft and I have too many things on my screen. I need more pixels. I mean, have you seen WoW? Dude, there's like 40 different like little hotbars. Like, I don't know how you play on a 720p screen.
Well, it's because the game's graphics are
Yeah,
so crappy that you don't have to actually see what's going on in the game. You just have to see what little spell you're casting.
and dude, that's tube turkey. That is cold. He's not your friend anymore.
So like,
Oof.
but no, Nick's using a 1060, so it's like, is it really that big a deal? Like,
It's not like still though, just 720p screens in 2021 is just hilarious. Yeah,
I could say something really rude about that. I'm not gonna say. Just donate it to like someone in need.
yeah. Okay,
Yeah,
so
like a lot of phones do.
yeah, no, my I think I finally have a better res than my tablet from 2013. That thing is disgusting. It was like 2560 by something.
Yeah, my Razer
So
phone has that 1440p,
I
120
think I'm
hertz.
only I think I'm only 1080p, but 120 hertz. I don't care. So they just claimed that like what did they claim about the cards? It's just like, oh, they were bad.
Okay.
Like,
Well, I mean, I just wanted to say 24 3090s. How much money is that? Do the math.
yeah, it's
Let's see. They'd be in the menus screen or while loading the game. Both EVGA and Nvidia worked with Amazon Games to obtain the version of the game that bricked the cards for their testing. Hey, I know that it's doing some card bricking. Can we get that copy?
yeah, well, it says it's not related to the fan control, or they said it wasn't related to the fan controller, but
It didn't have a frame rate limiter. That was something that everybody was commenting on. Like the frame rate would be like at like 800,
I mean,
just sitting there,
so
just.
so I ran into that with my old my trusty old RX 470. Like, I'm just like in my room doing something like on Facebook or whatever. My room's getting really hot, and I have no idea why. Well, Warframe, I didn't have VSync turned on or any limiter turned on, and when you're just in the ship, like not doing anything, it was cranking like 400 FPS because I'm just staring at a wall. So that 470 was just running full tilt, and I had that thing juiced too. Like,
The old skybox. You know, they're saying the fan control microcontroller wasn't working under the extreme swings.
hmm,
I guess there's
super
a
interesting.
microcontroller update. I mean, the nice thing about New World bricking the cards is software shouldn't be able to damage hardware. So if there's a problem with the hardware, it's a problem with the hardware. And so if you're gonna have a problem with your hardware, you might as well have it while the card is under warranty and you can go just get a new one. Although
Yeah,
there was a thing specifically with the 3090 ordeal here where EVGA, when you go to RMA something, they want you to, send it in and then they'll send you one back, or you can pay to have them send you one and then you send yours in at the same time. So like as soon as you issue the RMA, they have one coming to you. The problem is that would get people to want like to say, "Oh yeah, no, I'll send you mine back." Wink, wink, and then they pay like say MSRP for one, and they send them one, and then they just scalp it on eBay. So they were having people pay like scalper prices to RMA their card, which is a little, you know, I'm
yeah,
sure
that's
if you. I'm sure if you have money for a 3090, you have money for another 3090. You might not have money for a scalped 3090.
yeah. I like when I heard about the issue. I actually heard about it first when you put the video up. I didn't know that that was a thing. Like, I wake up in the morning to like
Bro,
go to
bro,
work.
literally with that video, it was like 1 o'clock in the morning because the game had launched like a few hours prior. Like it was like beta testing, whatever, Twitch streamers.
Yeah,
The game had just launched. Everybody was waiting in queue to get into the game. So these cards were bricking in queue. And so like the game hadn't even been out for like 4 hours before I started working on that video. So
yeah.
forgive me if
Like,
I get some facts a little off.
yeah, when I saw that, like, I immediately like texted Shelby. I'm like, tell Danny to not play that game because he has a 3090.
You
She's like,
stay away from
what?
that game.
She's like, I have to give her details. She relays it, and he's just like, I wouldn't play that game. It looks like crap. Like, he's like, that game looks like
Bezos,
garbage.
Jeff Bezos disliked that.
Dude, he only has a 3090 because they were out of 3080s when he went to buy it.
That sounds like a me problem.
Yeah, that's a I'm a what is he? He's like an electrical engineer or something. He's like, I didn't want a 3090, but I mean, just my hands were tied. I didn't want to
I
use
had
my
to
2080 non-super anymore. Like, damn it.
get
Shelby
get
Shelby has
that
a
out of my
2080.
face.
She's got the 2080 non-super with a a 4-core Ivy Bridge i5. That
You
poor
haven't
card is
put
so choked.
you haven't put the i7 in yet.
No.
You're a horrible boyfriend.
I mean, we already knew that, but no, I haven't gotten around to it because we keep like getting distracted or whatever. Like, I remembered in the
Getting
morning when I was
distracted with Netflix.
Disney Plus, man, gotta watch that Marvel stuff. The what ifs. It's pretty good stuff. But yeah, no, like, I was gonna change it. I remember to do it in the morning before I was gonna head back to town, and then I'm like, no, I'm gonna switch out, do something as simple as a CPU swap, and like, it's going from a third gen i5 to like a second gen i7 just because she needs the threads. I'm like, so I don't even need a BIOS flash. Just plug it in. It'll be fine. I'm like, the second I walk out that door, that thing's gonna catch on fire. I need to be here for like at least a day.
Isn't Ivy Bridge just Sandy Bridge with crappier thermal paste?
It's got so it's actually really funny. I kind of want to run some benchmarks before I do it. So yes, I'll be gaining I'll be getting hyper threading, so she'll be getting some more threads. But the clock speeds are lower, which is like, okay, there's a trade-off. But like Borderlands 3 is just dying for threads right now. Like, it's all pegged to the max. But the what's it called? The real problem is that is that Sandy Bridge is only
Gordon my own.
PCIe 2.0.
Gordon my own. Interesting name.
Yeah, Sandy Bridge is only PCI 2.0. So we're gonna see how that happens, how that works out. It's like a 2080 probably actually needs that bandwidth. Like it's not like PCI 4.0 where you're just like whatever. That's like 2% on a 3090, but like
Yeah.
that actually might be a problem. That's like half the bandwidth.
It's like a 6600 XT only having half the bandwidth.
Whoa, whoa, whoa! Too soon, bro. That's a mining card.
I don't get why. Why are you people gaming on this? Yeah, we're marketing it as a gaming card, but we didn't expect anybody to get one for gaming.
No, you weren't supposed to do that. Alrighty here. So we want to move on to next here.
I don't know. I clicked on the guy's face and it took me to more articles that he wrote. This one's about a USB-C lightning cable that should terrify you.
Oh
It's
my
like, oh,
lord.
they can spy on you.
Dude,
Not that
I
everything
don't.
else in your PC can't spy on you.
So you weren't one of the early adopters of Type C. I was because I bought a Nexus 5X, which was like I think that's like the first phone with Type C on it. And I vividly remember all of the Firestarter USB-C cables on Amazon. Like we had a guy on Reddit that would like test out and vet cables for us. Like, yes, this is you slash whatever his name's approved list of USB Type C cables. Like I think he had like one phone like actually like short out and die on him from like a cable he bought on Amazon. Like
Can somebody call him up and tell him to do that? Except with storage like NVMe's, where everybody's slowing down their storage.
well no, we have U slash what is it, Numax with like a couple X's. Like he's the SSD guy.
Okay.
Yeah, we got one of those. We already got one of those guys. Come on. We're PC gamers. We have a guy for everything. Yeah,
It's
no,
like
that's
that.
actually the so like when I bought my SSDs, both times I bought an SSD, they were on sale because I'm really cheap. But you check the comments and there's always like, is this it, Chief? Or just, guy just Chief with a question mark. And there's always a link. I think there's a bot now that actually just gives you like the output from this guy's subreddit and like his master table. And it's like uh tier performance or prosumer or enterprise and like TLC QLC like DRAM cache, yes, or like it's a full on like rundown data list, so you just know like is this a crap drive or not.
Mm,
It's like, dude, I'm not buying a DRAM less drive. Are you kidding me? Like, do I need the
bro,
DRAM in my drive? Probably not. Am I gonna notice? Probably not. But
was it the
I feel really dumb
980?
not
Doesn't the 980 not have a DRAM cache?
the 90. Oh, there's the 980 Evo Pro Extreme.
I think it's just a 980. Like I don't think there's anything. There's like
Because it's the Pro.
I bought one because it really interested me.
Well, the
Because
Pro.
it was
Okay, so the Pro is PCIe 4.0. That has to have DRAM.
oh that no, I'm talking about the 980, not like it's I'm pretty sure it's 3x. And I'm pretty sure it's like 3,500 megabytes per second read writes.
Yeah. Okay, so it's just the 980 PCIe 3 is what they list now. Does it have DRAM?
But there's like the unless is it lacking a DRAM or is it something else? I can't remember what it is.
World's number one. Blah blah blah. Oh, it's got that stupid memory buffer stuff where it tries to use it's trying to use your system RAM
Hmm.
for caching and buffering. I remember hearing about that now. It was weird. So I don't think the thing actually has like legit DRAM on it.
It's really good value. I think it's really good value.
Yeah, no, I mean, I'm partial to my what XPG data or whatever, but now I'm not sure. Like I'm like, did I buy the drive that has the parts it's supposed to have?
I mean, you crystal disk marked it and it tested out okay. But it's
Yeah,
like,
no, of
okay,
course.
does it have like the long where you're transferring a file and it's like good for like 3 seconds and then it drops off a cliff.
Yeah, we're good. We're good. It just crashes. Like, yeah, no, no. Of course, I tested it. Like, this is before the whole like SSD controversy conspiracy started. But I'm obsessive. I immediately benchmark anything I buy. So like, immediately I got it. I'm like, let's see how this stacks up to my Huawei SSD from my old laptop, and it's like, whoa, oh, that's a slaughter. Like,
Your illegal Huawei laptop.
Also, I got on sale. Fire sale, you could say.
It's unlike me where I'm just like,
Add to cart.
well, no, yeah, no, it gets to my house and I'm like, man, I really need to take that out and try it out. And I'm like, nah, I'll get around to it next week.
My house is full of Amazon boxes right now because I've been buying all the crap to set up the room and everything, and that's just like, I don't know what to do here, man. I don't want to walk all the way to the dumpster. Like that's so far away. How do I view the stream? Keep popping my windows around.
I don't know, man.
1080p stream. Let me see a 1080. I can see what you're looking at.
How many different levels? I have to.
Oh, yeah. What are you looking at right now? Just random
I'm just on.
PC.
I'm just on PC World.
Oh, okay, okay.
Hey, look, it's NVIDIA Broadcaster, the tool that crashes all the time.
Yeah, I don't know what the deal is. Like,
It's just you.
I honestly, I'm due for another Windows reformat and install. Like, the cycle continues. It's about
Just
time.
nuke it.
But
Kill it with
something about it,
fire.
like NVIDIA Broadcast doesn't crash like spectacularly. It stealth crashes. Like I'll just be like hanging out, playing games and stuff, and I'm like, wow, my friends
Guys,
are awful. They're not responding to anything I'm saying. They're just ignoring me. And then I find out, yes, they're ignoring me, but I've also been muted because RTX voice crashed an hour ago.
and you come back in the call like, oh god dang it.
So many jokes. So yeah, let's see here. You got the Oh yeah, I was trying to talk to you about it before, like we started streaming that whole Linus video with the graphene coolant.
It's
Dude, it's
graphene.
weird looking. It looks like some vicious like what's it called?
Can you just go get graphene and just start just like put it through a pencil sharpener?
For real, like immediately I saw that and I'm like, crappy video idea. We're gonna go get some mechanical pencil lead and grind it up. It's like graphite, graphene, same difference, right? It's not soluble in water, so it would just crash out. At least graphite would. I don't know how they're doing suspensions here.
As it goes through the pump. Isn't graphene also like a lubricant? I remember.
Graphite is technically graphene is like one atom thin. Like it's a weird it's
I
graphite but
know.
special.
I think there's a thing where people put graphene inside of motors to like as like a additive for their oil. I think.
It's
I'm
hard to get
pretty.
a hold of graphene.
I know,
I
like
guess
you
it's
only put like a tiny bit in, but it's supposedly good for it. People put them in like two strokes, stuff like that. Like not two strokes, but like boat motors and stuff. I don't believe in it, but it's just something that people do. But that's what my
yeah.
mind goes to because I'm part of that industry.
Yeah. No, like legit though, I wanted just to find a way to grind up some pencil lead, but I'm like, it's just gonna
Just get the
crash
pen.
out. It's just if you turn off the pump, it dies. Like, it was cool though. I have like a lot of questions though about it in terms of like methodology for their testing because it seemed kind of like I don't want to be like, oh, their testing sucked because it's like our
Our
testing
testing kind of
sucks.
sucks.
like, like we're pretty bad at being scientific ourselves. Like I can't really, what was it, glass stones and rock houses or something like that. Like it's just stupid. But it's like, you got the CPU block, like the bottleneck there. You got like the loop, but like what really throws me off here is that what's it called? You have the whole specific heat of water, where water is good at like soaking up heat before like it actually rises in temperature.
Hmm.
So like I'm curious to see if you lose out on that or not, because like under a sustained load, it was running a little bit cooler, but I wonder if you lose out on burst load performance, because like it's all about that single core boost.
Didn't MSI make GPUs with graphene? Uh,
I
a
mean,
GPU backplate that was graphene. Hmm.
probably that sounds familiar, but I mean, it's just like you buy a carbon fiber anything, and it's just like a sticker. It's a D-brand sticker.
It's carbon fiber wrapped.
Yeah,
We're not technically wrong, but
yeah.
it's also kind of like with graphene, if you think about it, like in the same terms of like cooling, like being better for cooling, uh, why wouldn't somebody want to like put that in like say their car and run their car cooler? Like I don't know if that's a thing people have ever done either. Like
Well,
if you
it's
run
just
just straight water is usually the best for cooling your car. So coolants are weird.
yeah. Yeah, no, cooling is weird because like that's the whole thing where everyone's always trying to look for an alternative coolant to water, and it's like no, water is really good at this because of like the whole specific heat thing. It,
Tony's
it's a
here. Tony's
yeah,
here for the coil wine and dine.
man, Tony.
This was his idea. Ooh, magnetic
Yeah,
fields. What happens when you put it in your PC and it just gets attracted to the magnetic parts?
it'd be nice if something got attracted to me.
What? Ooh.
Yeah, no, graphene's really cool, but it just always feels like one of those situations where it's like year of graphene or year of the Linux desktop is current year plus one, and like it's just perpetually soon TM. You know, like new battery tech, all these new solid state legendary batteries that physically can't exist. Like physics won't allow this to exist, guys. Like there was a battery. I read like this whole like weird article about it. I guess the guy who like is credited with inventing like lithium batteries is supposedly coming out with some like super mega awesome battery technology. But like, you know, some guys looked into it and they're like, no, this breaks physics. This is not how things work. So it's like
Yeah,
you
but
have like
that's
this
like the best
100,
kind of
you have like this,
technology.
but I mean, you have like this 300 million-year-old dude that like invented lithium batteries back in like, you know, when TVs were in black and white or whatever. And he's just like writing
I
on
just
his
thought the whole world
reputation.
was in black and white back then.
Well, yeah, reality is whatever's on TV, Gab.
Mm.
Yeah,
Or
lithium battery inventor. So like that's a thing I always have an issue with. Oh, that's right. His last name is good enough. Like what a meme.
is this real life? By the way, guys, we're living in a simulation.
John B. Good enough. That's his name. John B. Good enough.
I don't know if he's good enough. Nah, he's good enough.
Man, he does look old. He's
Is it
age
good?
99. Like, I don't know, dude. You trying to tell me about like wait, he's known for RAM? Wait, hold on. What? No, he didn't invent RAM. There's no way. His research efforts on RAM led him to develop the concepts of cooperative orbital orbiting, known as cooperative
Oh,
Jan-Taylor
did you just
distortion.
say
What?
orbital
What?
orbiting?
Orbital ordering.
Oh, you
Yeah.
said orbital orbiting, and I was like, is that like John Johnson?
That's yeah, like I don't know. That's super weird. He's work. I don't know. I get really bothered by stuff like that because you always end up in these situations where it's like crazy new battery technology, and it's like it never happens. But at the same time, batteries have gotten better over time. Like it's just hard to tell because it's always like a very small incremental increase. It's like Intel between 6th gen and
I'm
where
still
you got
trying to
like that
figure.
you get that sick 2% improvement year over year, just like your raise at work. You know,
Yeah, except if you don't get like a 5% this year, you're taking a loss. I'm trying to figure out what the Ultium quote, the GM Ultium battery is. Like, I don't think Ultium is a material, so therefore they're just calling it a gimmicky name. But
yeah, Ultium, dude. Like, but hold on, what was it? What was it? What was it? That's right. That's right. I feel like it's always a joke, but it's the real name that they used is the movie Avatar. The mineral they wanted was unobtainium. I was gonna be like, oh, is that the battery they make out of unobtainium? I'm like, nah, I can't. Like, I'm gonna get roasted because that's not gonna be the actual like element. No, no, James Cameron's like, yes, it's unobtainium.
You know,
Oh,
GM's
why
coming
did
out
he?
with their like the new Hummer, and it's gonna have an Ultium battery, and I'm just like, what is that? what what are you making it out of? I'm pretty sure it's just lithium ion, but like nobody wants to talk about it.
Yeah, it's the whole problem. Is we just we need, you know, better battery technology like always for literally everything. Like please. Not just for like my not just for my phone or my headphones, but like electric cars, man. Like lithium batteries are scary.
Will produce Ultium cells in a joint venture with LG Chem. Wait, the LG? Like the people
Life's
who
good.
make TVs?
Life's good.
I don't
Bathroom
believe.
tiles.
Get
Yeah,
out of here.
I just had him lying around. The maintenance guy, like, you know, I tricked him out of the apartment with a can of Bang. He ran out, and I stole the tiles, put them on my wall. You know, maintenance guys really love Bang, and I'm over here just like, I work a desk job, so I stick with something lighter. Monster.
Different. I'm trying to figure out what they're making this battery out of.
No,
Relies
lithium is
on
really cool.
nickel, cobalt, magnesium, aluminum chemistry. Interesting.
Hmm.
That's a lot
Cobalt's a
of
whole.
things. That's a
Yeah,
tongue
cobalt's
twister
a
right there.
problem. Cobalt's a problem because of where we get it from. I think it's like
Is it?
sketchy mines in the Congo.
Isn't cobalt also like radioactive?
I think there's a cobalt isotope that's vaguely
That yeah.
radioactive, but I think regular cobalt is, and I think it's just toxic because it's a heavy metal, isn't it?
It's
So
also a it's also a crappy GM vehicle from like the early 2000s.
yeah, aren't those the car? I thought I heard about like some of the cobalts where you can get locked in the car because like it would randomly make a vacuum and you couldn't open the door. Like,
I didn't think that was a thing, but sure.
go, go look it up when we're done streaming. I'm telling you, I've heard stories about it.
Jeff, I'm not doing a flip. Get out of here.
Oh no, cobalt.
You keep
Cobalt's
doing that.
near nickel, and palladium, and stuff. Huh. So is it toxic? I feel like you're not supposed to eat it though, and that's kind of how I live my life. Am I allowed to eat it? No, then
Oh,
I don't care anymore.
so it says it requires 70% less cobalt than the cells used in the current Bolt EV.
Oh, that's good.
So
Because
I
that's
mean, if
that's a
they're
real problem.
yeah, it's scaling back the thing that's actually hard to get.
Yeah, that's actually really good. Yeah, cobalt's pretty bad. Ask Intel.
Oh, my camera just moved. Not good. Fix
Is
camera real quick.
do you know why I'm talking about cobalt and Intel? Do you know that? Do you know the story there?
No, I don't.
You see, part of the legendary 10 nanometer experiment from Intel involves cobalt.
Oh, okay.
They were trying to switch from copper interconnects to cobalt. I think I know they were switching part of the process
I
to
mean,
cobalt.
it's not 7 nanometer. It's 7, or it's not 10 nanometer. It's just 7, whatever.
It's
Allen.
all marketing, dude. It's just like TDP. Like, oh yes, Intel says 28 watt TDP, but is it really?
I
Same thing with
don't.
AMD. like
Yeah, no
we
one's
both
safe.
measure thermal dissipation wattage, but somehow we end up with different numbers for the same parts. But yeah, they try
Why
to
does
switch
this
to
website do
cobalt
this?
interconnects, and they also targeted like a wicked high density increase at the same time. So
Mm.
like they like it's like I was talking about that earlier today actually because everyone's like, oh, Intel got lazy, Intel was just stagnant. No, no, no. Intel was trying too hard. Like they tried too hard and they like royally screwed up. And the problem is that I think the 7 nanometer team like piggybacks off of the 10 nanometer progress, which you
There's
would
there's
think
a
is just a normal thing.
there's a seven
But
nanometer team. Is it still there? How are they doing? It's a good thing Intel's not a German company.
like progress report, status reports. Yeah. Oh gosh. So one of these days we'll get like a new process node from Intel. Is Alder Lake supposed to be 10 nanometer now? Are we finally getting a new nanometer?
No.
Yeah, I think it's 10 nanometer.
Oh yeah, no, it's 10. It's 10 nanometer.
That's
But it's
fantastic.
it's it's not marketed as 10 nanometer. It's marketed as 7
Yeah,
something
minimum
else.
feature size Intel 7, which is reasonable because again, it's equivalent roughly to TSMC's 7 nanometer because 7 nanometers in manufacturing nodes makes it's BS. It's again, it's marketing crap.
Are you saying it's like theoretical performance?
Wait a minute. No. No. Yeah, no, it's all marketing, dude. It's just it's insane. It's insane to me because it's like you're not measuring the size like of the
Oh,
transistors.
oh,
Like
I'll measure this. Oh,
it's like
okay.
the minimums. It's like the minimum size between like multiple feature. I forget the specifics of it. Again, I'm not like an electrical
That
engineer.
was
I'm
like
just a guy who reads too much stuff while at work.
gate length, something like
Something
that.
like that. Something
Transistor
like that.
gate length, or something like that. Yeah. It's all. I don't care specifically what the nanometers are as long as it performs better or worse.
Yeah, like because that's the whole thing. We're like, oh, TSMC, 12 nanometer for Zen Plus. It's like, yeah, Zen Plus sucked. Like,
Yeah, no, the 14 nanometer, like the AMD 14 nanometer was garbage compared to Intel 14 nanometer.
yeah, no, like it wasn't even it wasn't even
A
funny, dude.
1700 gets rocked by a 99, uh, yeah, 9900K.
Oh, easily. I mean, I'm sure if you could, do they have any Intel? Uh, what was six Skylake? Like there had to have been like an HEDT chip from them on Skylake that was like more cores, and it would probably smoke like a 1700.
Oh yeah,
HEDT Skylake X. So
I mean, go even further back, like say like some like
that's right, because
Broadwell.
Skylake X was 7,000. That's right, because Intel did that for a while, where they would have their HEDT line, which would be X number, so it'd be like 7,000, but it would basically be based off of 6,000. Like I think the HEDT for 6,000 or 5,000 was actually Haswell.
Oh yes,
It- Intel was super confusing about crap
yeah,
like
yeah,
that, dude.
but
Like
yeah, but no, you're right. Say like an even older process node that had 8 cores would probably still rock a 1700.
7820X. What is this? 14 nanometer, 7820X, 8 core, 16 threads, 3.6 gigahertz, boost to 4.3. Yeah, no, the 1700 or the 1800X is just shame. Just
Sweat,
like,
sweating.
like
You
yeah,
know,
no, that's bodied.
something else that bothers me about Intel marketing is say like you'll be on Twitch whatever and you'll get an ad for Intel and it'll be like right at the end of the ad it'll be like turning it up to 11, like turning core up to 11, and you're like, man, someone might believe that there's an 11 core CPU out there in the 11th gen line, and that's just not true.
Well, I'm waiting for the i11 then.
Yeah, give me the I really like the 10850K. I think that's a really good processor.
Does Intel make a 3 core? I know AMD did for a while when they had bad yields, back when they, owned Global Foundries. Can you imagine trying to like own or buy Global Foundries? How desperate must you be?
You must be truly desperate to come to me, Ford and GM.
Yeah, pull up the article about Intel looking into that. Yeah.
Intel and talks to buy Global Foundries.
Yeah.
Oof. I'm being paywalled. No. Where's my VPN at?
I mean, I have an
Like,
add-on that's supposed to bypass the paywalls unethically, but then I opened that link and it was a 404, so I guess they win this round. Like, yeah, yeah. There was a rumor that Intel is gonna try and buy Global Foundries because they just need fabs.
Yeah, they just need to make more chips, more chippy boys, more
I mean,
processing thingies.
there's Global Foundries. What do they even have? like fabs at?
I
I
think
mean,
they have
they're
a
they're
fab in the US, and I think that's really it.
they should have multiple fabs
Oh
in the
no, they have.
U.S.
I'm saying they have them all over the place. Like, but they have one in the
Uh,
US, so that's
let's see here.
all I
Uh,
really know about them.
2 and
They're like,
300 millimeter fab plant in Singapore, wafer size.
mhm.
300 in Dresden, 200 in Burlington, Vermont, and 2 300 millimeter plants in New York. So they've got a 200 and 300 millimeter wafer plants in the states. So that's probably why Intel wants to buy them because, like, like the rumor about them getting, or was it a rumor or was it confirmed about them getting a DoD contract?
Maybe, I don't know.
Because
I did not hear about that.
the government's like, hey man, I don't have to deal with overseas crap. I can just I can pay the red, white, and blue here. It's like, yeah, okay. I don't care about nanometers, dude. Just make my chips at home. I
I
could
mean,
see
I think
that.
that's Ford and GM's thing. They're just like, we just need some stop start modules, please. The EPA's coming knocking if we don't make these cars with stop start. I think right now it's actually cheaper for them. Like they're making like say Silverados without the stop start module because
They're
it's
just
cheaper
paying the
for them
fines.
to pay the fine than to try to get the hardware right now.
Yeah. So guys, if you feel bad about not being able to buy a GPU right now, just
Just know that there are much bigger players that can't get worse
like
things.
yeah, everyone's like, oh, the GPU crisis is because of miners, and you know, the companies are selling directly to miners, and that's why I can't get GPUs. It's like, dude, Ford can't buy like a like what, an 80 nanometer at best chip to shove in your your heated reclining seat in your car. Like, actually, how long do you think it's gonna be before we start getting cars with like rolling windows as like stock again because they can't buy chips to run the controller for your windows?
Got manual door locks again. They're giving you a key fob because there's a chip in there.
I I heard that's a thing too, actually. Like you get when you buy like a new Honda, you get a key and an IOU for a second fob. Like
Wow, really?
that's what I heard.
They sell you a manual transmission car. They're like $1,000 off the manual transmission one because it doesn't take any modules.
Yeah, it's rough, dude. It's tough times, tough
You got
times.
analog gauges with like a speedo cable. There's like so many jokes to be made. I'm just driving around a Fiero with probably like a an old like
It's one of those, like, it's before transistors were a thing. It's just wires. It's-
there's just relays on a board
it's
that's your
got
transistors.
your car's powered by tubes. It's an analog computer. Like,
Like cars, their modules usually are like made like printed circuit board everything, and now they like fill them up with glue to like coat them in
blue.
glue to keep all the like to keep all the stuff inside as far as like say if a cap wants to leak out, or at least it makes it more waterproof. I'm not really sure why they do it, but like it is almost impossible to take a module apart. But older modules like the one in my Fiat are like, yeah, dog, don't get me wet.
Yeah, like I'm sorry, you said glue and I immediately started thinking about, you know, good old fashioned AMD.
Infinity glue, the magic glue. Oh well,
Yeah.
AMD's just gluing their CPUs together. Go. There's a manufacturer that's starting to glue their CPUs together.
CPUs came out in 1990. That's like we were like Pentium 2, almost Pentium 3s in the late 90s. Yeah, so like talking about just process nodes and like the need for like the fact that you don't need the latest and greatest. Like I said, like people are like, oh, Global Foundries gave up on 7 nanometer because EUV too hard, and foreign investors said no. It's like, dude, So many people are just like, I will take whatever nanometers you have lying around in the back. I do not care.
Nanometers,
Like,
shut up. Just give me a switchy boy.
in some situations, actually, like the newer nodes are worse for certain applications. Like, um, I don't know if they still do it, but for like in 2000, they upgraded the Hubble telescope, right?
Yeah, I
You know
remember
what
that.
CPU they upgraded it with?
No, no.
Take a guess. Take a guess. 1999. What CPU would you shove in a space telescope?
An 8086.
No, 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 no. But a 486. I think they upgraded from 8086.
I
But yeah,
just imagining it in my
a
head like they're like
486.
just dropping a new CPU.
Like when did the 486 come out? Oh, I'm sorry, 1989. Discontinued 2007?
Yeah, bro.
What?
Think about all the stuff that runs on that. Like you probably have
Okay,
like
okay.
train systems and like air traffic systems that are all being controlled by this stuff.
I mean, like,
Eh, Like Florida's unemployment system being run off a cobalt. Was it
hold
cobalt?
on.
Cobalt, something like that programming system, that nightmare.
Yeah. Oh, COBOL.
Cobalt, yeah,
Yeah, that's from like the 50s or something hilarious.
yeah. Like they were looking for people who could write to fix the Florida's
Yeah,
unemployment system.
yeah. It wasn't just Florida, it was everywhere. Okay. So okay, so we're like talking about like 7 nanometer, 5 nanometer, like 14 nanometer, right?
Hmm.
You know what the 486 ran on?
I would say that like it would be something above nanometer.
Yeah, 600 nanometer to 1000 nanometer, so micrometer.
Micrometer. Wow,
Yeah, I mean,
wow. That's like measurable.
yeah,
Like
yeah, like it's actually insane that this was something that'll run in like stuff because it's less sensitive to space waves and radiation and crap.
space. I'll remember that the next time I'm playing Kerbal Space Project.
It
I
was
want
the
the more.
first x86 chip to use more than a million transistors, Gab.
Oh, you mean our 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 4,000 billion transistor parts now?
It's insane. Like what was it? 11900K transistor count. It's monolithic, so it's easier to look at. 6 billion.
It's like
Mm,
billion.
billion.
When 1 trillion? I need to know.
How many nanometers is that?
I think uh GPUs have more transistors.
Well, they're bigger dies, so
I know,
like
but
uh
so like say
30, 90 transistor counts. So 30, 90 have. Oh my lord!
yeah, it's crazy.
28.3 billion transistors? And
20.
the 6900 XT is just, cruising by on a very slim 26.8 billion transistors.
Child's play.
That's because it doesn't have them ray tracing cores.
Darn.
RT cores go burr. Or more like buzz, because my card's got coil line.
Like how we went full circle back to the 3090.
Hey, it's all 3090 content? I mean, have you looked at Jay's I mean, what?
Low blow.
Uh, it's not a low blow when the guy's got like, how many million subscribers? Like I can punch at him all day long, dude. He ain't gonna notice me.
Oh, that's cute. um.
It's like trying to
Well, that's
insult Bezos, like, yeah, well, he's bald. It's like he gives a crap what you think.
if he wanted to, he would buy the scalp off your head and transplant it.
Like, look at me. I have your hair now. Like, yeah, no, like You know, he could pay someone to stalk you and just like shave your head every night when you're trying to sleep.
No, no, no. I can't sleep. Every time I go to sleep, it happens. What? I'm shiny again. Shoot, my dad would pay extra for that.
But yeah, yeah, like I can make fun of big channels all I want. That's fine. You can punch up. You just don't punch down. And the best part is that there's nobody down below us to punch at.
Yeah.
If I'm swinging, it's all up from here, boys.
Right. Uh, all right, Zach. So you're gonna do some light gaming?
Wait, what?
Are you gonna do some light gaming in China?
Ooh, ooh,
Oof.
yeah. That's like so. It's more interesting than I thought it was at first. Like when I was looking into it before the show, because you know you guys have heard the article about China cracking down on basically all video gaming if you're under 18. Like 3 hours of online gaming a week kind of deal. And it's pretty rough.
Pretty rough. Like
So
even Aninda's parents gave him more time, and they were both doctors.
my actually funny. My family only gave me an hour a day to play games.
That's still more. Is it
But
not?
here's the thing. Here's the thing. Okay, it made me smarter. Not because I wasn't playing games, but because I was gonna play games despite this. Because they paid for a program to kick you out after an hour. But I just wanted to play friggin' RuneScape, dude. I had to fish lobbies, man. Like back in my day, we didn't have a grand exchange. I had to sit there in World One Varrock West Bank and just spam selling lobs 212 each.
And give your give your computer uh like some STDs from getting a deskim cursor.
But yeah, like so RuneScape's a horrible time sink, and an hour a day, dude, I got nothing done. But the time program, ran on the computer, but it doesn't run on Linux. So I learned how to use Linux just so I could play friggin' RuneScape for more than an hour a day. Like like I talked to your brother, like we found a Knoppix, like an ISO that runs off of a DVD. Like you get the flash drive ones now, but
Yeah,
CD-ROM even. I just put the
back in the
CD-ROM in
day.
there. I put the CD-ROM in there. I booted off the CD and I launched Knoppix, and then I opened up Iceweasel, which was the open source Firefox knockoff.
I squeeze.
Yeah. I'm dead serious.
Oh
You can
my
look it up.
god.
Go ahead and pull it up. It's real.
Oh my god, my camera keeps falling.
But yeah, and I played RuneScape that way, and then I got into Ubuntu, and it was like a learning experience, and then I managed to like steal the password from somebody, and I just went back to Windows. Couldn't play Morrowind in Linux.
It's
Yep,
Ice Cat.
it's Ice Cat. Nah, there was Ice Weasel.
Well, no, it definitely exists. It's just trying to find the Wikipedia.
Yeah, New Ice Cat, formerly known as New Ice Weasel. Yeah. Debian has shipped with the web browser named Iceweasel since '06. It's basically just Firefox, but I guess Firefox got mad at them.
Well, yeah, it's kind of, I don't know, it's kind of silly.
Well,
We're
it's
trying to be
open
professionals
source.
here.
I mean, it's not like they're making money off of it. They're just taking open source and doing it again. Like
Yeah,
it's
I
like
know
if
what you
Linus Torvalds got mad at you for making Gabuntu. By the way, Gab, we're making Gabuntu next.
mean. Coil Arch, by the way.
Yes, yes, yes. We've tried Garuda Linux, but have you tried Gabuntu?
Where every time you open a tab, your GPU ramps and causes coil whine. Gotta have the wiggly, the jiggly windows.
Freaking Compras. I remember doing that with GNOME too. See, like I feel old when I talk about stuff like this. Everyone's like, "What?" Like, yeah, no, I learned about all this stuff so I could play RuneScape. Get at me,
Why else would you learn to do any of this stuff?
you filthy casual. Like,
I remember loading up Ubuntu and like playing RuneScape on it and being enamored with the difference of it, even though it was completely pointless because I wasn't doing anything that mattered.
mhm.
Oh yeah, I'm
Yeah,
running it on Ubuntu. That was
Yeah,
just
I remember vividly. I started using Ubuntu in 2007 when I was in what would that be? Sophomore year of high school, I guess. Yeah, it's 3 years I would graduate. So it was like freshman,
like
sophomore year of high school.
that'd be seventh grade for me.
Yeah, so I know that I started using Ubuntu then. Like I've been playing with Knoppix and other stuff before then, but Ubuntu I got into around then. I know that because it was I remember the code name because Ubuntu does like the code names for each version where it's like two words and they start with the same letter. So it was feisty. It was like feisty fawn. Yeah, feisty fawn. I just looked it up, and that was version 7.04. And then 7.10 was their long-term support, and that was Gutsy Gibbon. And I didn't have to look up that one. I actually remembered that. And then you had like something about herons or something, hardy heron or something like that.
So I have all the people who
Hardy
haven't
herring. Yeah,
downgraded their SSDs during Intel.
yeah. And like Hynix is the other one. I mean, that's it. Everyone else sucks. Everyone- You're supposed to be the chosen one, Samsung. Although debatably the Samsung one is more of like a side grade than like a downgrade,
Mm.
from what I've been hearing. It's actually supposedly not as horrifying as like we are making it sound because it's like everyone else is doing terrible things. Like was it was it a data or whatever that did like the really crappy like
Like they did like the
bait and
really
switch?
scummy one. Yeah,
Yeah, so from what I'm hearing is Samsung did some stuff, but
it looks
so
like
like you get worse performance after like a certain size of file transfer than before, but the size of the file transfer before the degradation occurs is larger than it was on the old. So basically, it's the same speed as the other drive
hmm
for longer. But when you hit that brick wall where you run out of cache or whatever,
it
it's
falls
slower
harder.
than the other drive when it runs out of cache.
Yeah, makes
So it's
sense.
like a side grade. Honestly, like for most people, it's actually probably an upgrade for most people in most use cases.
Yeah, like when
It's
you
just it just looks really
transfer.
bad because of the drama.
Yeah, it looks like this one says you get exhausted after 40 gigabytes, where this one's like 115
Yeah.
for Samsung, and it's like I don't think I've ever transferred more than 115 gigabytes at like unless I'm like moving Modern Warfare.
I was about to say, dude, Call of Duty.
Call of Duty.
But hey, 40 gigabytes is actually pretty restrictive when you think about it. Like,
Yeah, like most of
I
our
can't I
video
can't copy
files.
Cyberpunk over.
Do we have to get more RAM so we can
RAM to
use a RAM
Cyberpunk?
disk?
That's a lot of RAM.
We're still gonna get bugs.
Like, you need like what, 60 gigs at least of RAM. So yeah, you need at least 72 gigabytes of RAM, and you're gonna be like a little slim on actual system memory left over. You gotta get one of those server boards with like 400 different DIMM slots and just start throwing random DIMMs in from around the house. Actually, that might not be a bad idea.
just
That might
all
be a
different
video.
kinds.
That might be a video. You've got like 40 different sticks of RAM lying around. Hmm. Hmm. That's interesting. Yeah, I just gotta find like a cheap like AliExpress remanufactured server board that supports like Haswell or no, not Haswell. I guess it would be Skylake. It's
This
like
post
DDR4.
this post on r/hardware bothers me. It
What is
says
it?
it's kind of annoying how companies keep micro USB alive. It goes, my mom recently bought a Bluetooth speaker by JBL, and I have a JBL speaker here,
Yeah.
and that is definitely a USB Type C in there. So
Well, that's the thing. Like they're probably
they're
buying.
buying a year out, 2 years out.
Yeah, they're buying like an old, like a cheaper SKU.
Like yeah, like
You know,
last year's model. It's just funny that somebody's complaining about it. It's like, well, mom didn't really do the the research on it.
you think mom doesn't care? Like cares? Like don't care. She's gonna call the Type C plug a Samsung plug anyways. Like,
You know what was actually really cool about this JBL speaker is the
uh,
USB that they have in the box with it is is swappable. Like it's reversible. Like it's a USB Type A, and you can put it upside down or either way, and like you can insert it into a
oh yeah.
USB slot either way. It's super cool.
Can you see on the camera here? I've got the this is for my set of headphones,
Mm.
and it's the same kind of thing.
Yeah, like the one that JBL sends, it's got the metal frame, but
Yeah,
like I guess the thing in the middle of it is kind of like can bend up or down depending on how you stab it in there.
that's so weird. But yeah,
Either
like
way, I think it's really cool.
this is just to charge my you know
Yeah,
crappy
headphones.
JLab Bluetooth headphones.
Yeah, so that's always fun.
Can't have wires knocking over beakers at work. Not that I should be listening to music at work anyways, but you know.
The lab's burning down. Run!
Yeah, I don't know. People are really weird about like Type C like implementation. Like I've had Type C stuff for like yeah, my Nexus 5X was Type C, and that was like what? When did the 5X come out?
Long time
What,
ago.
2015? Yeah, that would have been about 2015 because I got it when I started working in the first lab around then.
Hey, look, TSMC overtakes Tencent to become Asia's most valuable company.
Well, that's because Tencent's getting bodied by China in the 3 hour a week time
Yeah,
rules.
that's really what's doing it.
Back on that topic really quickly. That applies to mobile games too, apparently.
Oh
So
my god.
yeah, that's gonna be rough. Rest in peace, Raid Shadow Legends.
So why did it say that they were doing it?
I think they're mad at Alibaba and Tencent, and I think something has to do with partially like foreign investors because people keep investing in them. Uh, and then corrupting our youth, et cetera, et cetera. The same old boomer stuff you hear all the time.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. I don't want to be like rude or anything, but dude, it's China. You've got like a lot of people. You've got a lot of labor out there. Like you can chill out and let kids play, TFT on their phones. Like, come on. You have a lot of people.
I can see somebody like a ruler of a country or like I don't know, like a a government being like, look at these people that are so smart and capable, and they're using their talents to be good at a video game, and you just be like, you're not gonna move our society along. Something like that, maybe. I don't know. There's a
I
whole
don't know.
bunch, tons of
I
stuff
don't
that
know.
can go into that.
That gets fuzzy. That gets kind of like not great for a tech channel very quickly there. But back to being gamers. I'm automatically offended. How dare you? And it does bring up a lot of questions about pro gaming too, because I guess they've already had a similar rule in place. It just wasn't as like I think it was twice
Enforced.
as much time or something. But it's interesting because you'll still see like pro League of Legends players or like well not pro yet, semi-pro is the meme I think, semi-ex-pro, semi-pre-pro in this case I guess. But you'll have kids that are grinding in solo queue and stuff and playing like in the minor like academy leagues and stuff to try and be pro League of Legends players.
Yeah, the only
And
way
like
that
they
you're
stream
getting
and stuff, and
the
you're
only
like,
way you're getting god tier at these games is by putting in 26 hours a day.
yeah, like, and you're like, they'll stream and stuff. You're like, dude, this guy's been streaming for 12 hours straight. Like, how, he's using his parents' account, obviously. That's what they do in China. That's what they do in, I think, Korea, too, is that people just, like, use their uncle's, social security number to play games. Because, like, yeah, in Korea, you need to have, like, to make, like, a league account, and I think most of the accounts, you have to have a social security number tied. So if you see, like, Faker with a Smurf or anybody with a Smurf,
Just somebody else's uncle.
previously they were just using like their uncle's social security number or whatever equivalent would be. I think Rito in Korea gives like the pros Smurf like all alternative accounts if they want them. But previously, yeah, you're totally just like committing identity theft. So we'll see how that plays out because that's actually a really big deal. It's
Yeah, that
like
affects a lot of people.
Yeah, I mean, it's like saying like you can't go outside and run on you can't go outside and look at grass for more than 3 hours a day. Like you're not gonna have any sports ball players left, and sports ball makes sports money. It's actually really crazy. Like especially actually yeah, that's even crazier. Especially during like current year and current year problems with
Things
going
going
outside.
on. Ah, I see what you're talking about.
Like that's really weird timing to do something like that. Like, I can't go outside right now. Like,
Spread
outside's
the.
sc- outside's scary. This is when you want me to stay inside, and you're telling me I can't play games. What are you, my dad? Like,
Well, yes. Mhm. Researchers disclosed Meltdown-like vulnerability for Zen Plus and Zen 2 processors. You know what bothers me about that title is like, why does it not also affect Zen not Plus?
oh,
Like,
because they made some changes to try and increase. Like, they made some changes in the way the chip handles that specific logic, like an
oh yes,
improvement.
yes, that makes sense. Oh look,
Yeah.
the first comment says I'm assuming original Zen is also affected, and it goes probably, but yeah, what you're saying could be right too. Like,
It's hard because this is
yeah, this is all like really deep in the chip hidden.
yeah, this is some technical stuff. Like,
Did you
like
read
I
the
don't know.
article? Negative 90. Man, I wish our videos got that kind of got those
Oof.
kinds of comments. Uh
Yeah, I don't know. Like I
oh,
tried reading that article, but that's not a friggin' Tom's Hardware article. That's like a semi-engineering or a Nantech or something.
Intel Foundry Services drafted by the U.S. Department of Defense. So you were right.
Yeah, I mean it makes sense. You know, say what you will about anything really, but it makes complete sense for you to keep your military hardware, manufactured at home.
And what was the other thing? Windows 11. Any
Yeah,
good Windows 11 news?
well, they did announce that original Zen and what is it? I think 7,000 series and below aren't supported.
Oh, so Jeff can't get Windows 11.
Yeah, poor Stare is just forever stuck on whatever thing he's running right now. Good thing we got him to screw up his computer with Linux. For the record, we didn't get him to screw up. He took the initiative way too quickly. He learned a lot though.
Ah, yes, the learning curve with Linux. Hey guys, why can't I boot back into Windows?
There is no Windows. Like
I am the Windows now.
I told you, like my friend, like Jarbagel, dude is brilliant. This is like one of the smartest people I've ever met. And he's learning back in the day, I don't know if they still do it or not. You could run Ubuntu kind of on the Windows partition. It would still boot. You'd have to boot manually into Ubuntu, but it wasn't partitioning your drive and making like an ext for partition. It's called like Wubby, I think. Well, he goes to delete a file, and the command is usually rm, and then whatever parameters you want to add to it. But he was deleting an important file, so he uses sudo to give himself root permission. Like, no,
Uh-oh.
I'm in charge here. I delete what I want,
That
and
was
then
your
he
first
dash
mistake.
and then he dash r f, and that just means like recursive. So you delete everything inside the directory and any folders inside the folder, everything. You just nuke that whole
Oh
thing.
god.
You just chop it off from there and just it fall. And then I think F skips warnings or something like that. Like it's just gone. Like it goes, okay, boss. Uh, and
When we trip.
he he screwed up and like left an asterisk and hit enter. An asterisk just means all. Like he's like, man, it's taking a long time to delete these files.
What if you
I
what
look over, I'm like, he's like, yeah, I'm deleting these files for X client. And I'm like, then you make the joke about System 32, like,
if...
but he like legitimately nuked his work
Oh
computer.
man, I need to make that video. I mean, I'm sure
Like,
there's plenty of them out there, but I just
tons
want
of
to make
them.
it. What happens when you delete System 32?
No. Here's what you do, Gab. Here's what you do. You gotta galaxy brain, big brain it. You gotta rename System 32 to System 33.
But what about PC2?
PC1 was so good. Why isn't there a PC2?
The Steam Deck is PC2.
Oh,
Oh
we gotta
god.
do the emulators test on the Steam Deck. Next time I come down there, I'll try and rig that.
Yeah, the emulators is definitely a good video
I
to
had
get more
someone
comments about how we're not using Linux. Wait, we could
or
use Linux maybe. I don't know.
or we're not
Eh,
using a Vega APU that isn't applicable.
or how
I just can't
RDNA
get where a guy went into my most hated video ever and asked, instead of talking about the video that everyone hates, he's just like, "Can you run emulators on the Steam Deck?"
Okay,
Or someone,
boss.
if someone's like, "How do you install games on the Steam Deck?" I'm like, "I'll let you know when we get ours." Like,
Well, like,
oh man,
yeah, no, like comparing RDNA 1 to RDNA 2. Yeah, we did that. It's pretty close.
like the only thing you can talk about is just memory bandwidth because discrete GPU with GDDR, was it 5 or GDDR? It doesn't
LP
matter. It
LPDDR5X.
Well, I'm talking about what's on the 5500 XT. I
Oh
forget
yeah,
what it's on there.
it's
But
it's
obviously that's higher
G6.
bandwidth and it's kind of hard to work with. But like, it's close enough, people. Yeah, I think that might be it. We've actually going for a little while here.
Yeah, we went for an hour and a half. I
It's pretty
was
good.
personally shooting for 2 hours, but I feel
I
like
think
it.
everyone left. Everyone's
Everybody's
gone.
got sick of our. So
Yeah, I mean
all right.
we got to
Well,
structure a little bit better next time. But oh, I said we're leaving, and a viewer hopped in. Why, hello, friend.
hello, friend. Are you ready to be abandoned again? But yeah, if you enjoyed this, if you're seeing this after the fact, because for whatever reason, some of our old streams get a lot of views. Leave a like, and subscribe. Leave a comment on when you're watching this.
Yeah, let us know if there's anything in particular you want us to hit up on. Leave a comment on like a topic you want us to like deep dive into, because there's stuff that like wouldn't fit in a video, but I can totally take 10 minutes here and just ramble about it.
Yeah, I like rambling. Feels
Well,
good.
it's great because there's video ideas that we would love to do that literally nobody will watch. But hey, maybe you'll be that guy in the comments that wants to see it, and we'll talk about it in a live stream.
So yeah, thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.
Fun.
And